poppin' B? Purpok here, and welcome back to another episode of Race the Ramen, a show where I attempt to review something unscripted in the amount of time it takes to boil an instant ramen. And today we'll be taking a look at the Super Mario Brothers movie 2023, showing now in theaters. Alright, we're going to start the timer right now. Okay, so, the Super Mario Brothers movie. This is a weird one. My short version of this review is, I enjoyed it. It was fun and cute. If you're a Mario fan, you'll probably like it too, because it's got a lot of fun stuff for fans. And if you're not a Mario fan, I could see you getting lost on some stuff, but you could still have a fair bit of fun, because it's a nice experience. If I were to elaborate on that, I've got a lot of caveats. I like this movie, but I'm also kind of frustrated by it. It is, of course, the Illumination animated Mario movie that we've been promised for so long now. It's been in development for years and years. It was announced like a couple years back at this point. The voice cast got revealed and everybody went insane, lost their minds. A lot of people were angry or upset and thought this looked bad, like me. I'm also one of those people who has seen the 1993 Mario Brothers movie that, while not really that good as a movie and definitely a terrible Mario Brothers movie, has its own appeal. So, I don't know. Then, I started seeing trailers for it and hearing more about it, and it looked interesting. Now that I've actually seen it, it's such a strange thing. I feel that out of all of the Illumination movies I've seen, I've not seen all of them, but I've seen a decent handful of their other animated movies. I feel like this one has some of the best actual directing. There's some really, solid sequences in this movie that are, creative and well done and entertaining. Not just, fun to watch, but also well executed and thought out on, a filmmaking level. I'd say the problems for me mostly lie in the script and the pacing, which has apparently been a common complaint for a lot of people, and others are just like, oh, what do you expect? It's a Mario movie. Well, I guess that's fair, and I didn't expect the world. I knew this was going to be a movie for younger kids. It's Illumination. And I would also definitely agree that this is aimed at younger children. Not babies, but the plot is simple and the emotions are pretty simple, as to not be too, heady or anything for the kids who just want to see the fun characters from the games do fun things. And you get plenty of that. There's tons of great music from the games and great orchestral orchestrations. DK Rap shows up at one point. They don't credit Grant Kirkhope, though, which I don't like. It was crazy seeing a bunch of these characters brought to life. And I felt that the voice actors, for the most part, did a pretty good job. Chris Pratt wasn't as bad as a lot of us, I guess, expected he would be. Luigi was great. Charlie Day's Luigi was great. And Jack Black was a really inspired Bowser. I have lots of small positives to say about this movie, but at the same time, I feel like it's held back by just kind of trying to aim for the middle. Hopefully that gives you a decent impression of what I think of the movie. It really is in a weird place. I wasn't expecting an amazing story, and I didn't get one, but I got a fun story. I got some tons of fun sequences and some quality animation and music and tons of references for longtime Mario fans like me, and some, well-executed expansion on small aspects of these characters and their backstories in ways that felt kind of inventive and something that a fan who's passionate about the series might do. But more than anything, it feels like a kind of by-the-numbers, safe Illumination movie. So, I don't know. I find myself struggling to really say I like it much more than just saying it's alright. So, I don't know. I think I would personally give the Super Mario Brothers movie a 6 out of 10. Without, my investment in the Mario series and the knowledge it gives me that would kind of enhance my experience with this movie, since it's not too welcoming to first-timers, probably puts it at a 6. Otherwise, I'd say it's a 5, totally average. But again, since I'm a fan, and I got some jollies out of it, and I appreciated certain aspects of it as a growth for Illumination, I'll give it a 6. Yeah, and sorry this review is kind of rambly and jumbled. I feel like I simultaneously don't have a lot to say about this movie and have a ton to say. So I figured I'd keep it short and just let the rest of you go watch it yourselves, as if most of you haven't already done that already. If you want my extended thoughts, I'll leave a link in the description of this video to my Letterboxd profile, and you can see my written review there.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
And today we'll be taking a look at Renfield, showing now in theaters. Alright, we're going to start the timer right now. Okay, so, Renfield. This is a movie that's been on my radar for a little while. I wasn't entirely sure what it was going to be or what the goal of it was, but I saw a trailer a while back, saw that it was a vampire movie, wherein Nicolas Cage, Master of Cheese, plays Count Dracula, and he's accompanied by Nicholas Hoult, who's another great Nicholas actor, who I'm a big fan of. And when I looked up the director, it's one Chris McKay, who you might know from The Tomorrow War, which personally I kind of hated. But he also directed the Lego Batman movie and generally has a background in animation. And that sort of like zany sense of energy and stuff carries over to this movie. Basically, this is a horror comedy with a little bit of a sentimental side sometimes about Renfield, the familiar of Dracula, basically the guy in the original Universal Dracula movie who was made into his like vampire human slave and granted a small portion of his power. And now in this movie it's modern day, and basically Renfield is trying to fight for his own autonomy and independence and escape what is essentially a relationship with the monster, and as is portrayed in this movie, basically a toxic codependent relationship, which is a theme that it explores. And sometimes the tone of the silly horror comedy and this like earnest sappiness clashes a bit. But for me, I thought it was all really entertaining and fun. I would definitely call this movie kind of a mess, a hot mess. I don't think most people understand what it is. I definitely didn't going into it, and all the different marketing hasn't really done much to make much more sense of it. So, yeah, going in I was hopeful, but I didn't really expect the world. I didn't get the world, but I had a whole hell of a lot of fun. This movie is full of extremely creative and satisfying gore, cartoonishly over-the-top violence with huge sprays of blood like it's a B-horror movie or anime or something. And then you have some pretty decent jokes in there too. Not everyone landed for me. Awkwafina is one of the main characters in this, or plays one of the main characters in this. And I'm not one of those people that hates her in everything, but I don't know. She was fine in this. I didn't hate her. She made me laugh a few times, but I don't know. It's not the best movie I've seen all year, and I could see a better version of this same movie existing, but for what it was, this was a really pleasant surprise. I found the action and the violence to be fun and cathartic. I found the story to be simple and cliche in some places, but enjoyable. And by the end, I just had a huge smile on my face. It's a really great time, and I recommend it if you're curious. Hopefully that gives you a decent impression of what I think of the movie. I wanted to keep this one short because I feel like most of the joy to get from it is the surprise of it. And I'm going to leave the rest of it for any of you who would like to go see it for yourself. I didn't comment much on Nicolas Cage's performance, but let me just tell you, if you're looking for corny, hammy, over-the-top, meme-worthy Nicolas Cage, you're going to get plenty of that. His performance as Count Dracula is some vampire's kiss shit. And I'm talking about, how can someone misfile something? I mean, you just put it in the file according to alphabetical order. That kind of thing, and it's great. And lots of other stuff too. So yeah, I recommend Renfield. I would give it a 7 out of 10. I want people to see it in theaters if they can, because I'm afraid it's going to flop, and I don't think it deserves that. again, how could they mismarket something like this? It's just a campy, fun horror movie with a little bit of like a gushy, sentimental side. It shouldn't have been that hard to tell people what it's about. How can someone mismarket a Nicolas Cage movie? I mean, all you have to do is market it according to intended audience. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.